When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand now? Stand by me, yeah, stand by me. If the sky we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand now? Stand by me, yeah, stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand now? Stand by me, yeah, stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Hey, 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 hey. Won't you stand by me?
Edward Bulwer Lytton said, "Music once admitted to the soul becomes a sort of spirit and never dies." Welcome, viewers, once again to a very exciting show at Sip and Talk with Vikram. As I promised you earlier, this show is not just about authors, but many multi-dimensional personalities. Today we have a buttery pav bhaji of Bombay, Zac D'souza. Welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram, Zac.
Thank you so much, Vikram. Thank you.
So Zac is a musician, and you can see the very jazzy, hip hoppy look that he is having today. So let me show you a website of Zac as a musician. Here it is. So Zac, take us to the journey of you becoming a musician, and there's a lot of melody in you. Let's hear from you straight.
Thank you so much, Vikram. I just want to say thank you for having me on the show. It's a pleasure being here. And I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing in bringing out stories to the world that will impact people's lives. Yeah.
The
So
pleasure is entirely mine, Zac, and honored to have you here.
thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I started playing the guitar at a really early age. And fortunately, I should say for me, my studies didn't work out too well. I didn't do too well at school. I didn't do too well at college. But music was something that always clicked. And for me, that's why it was very clear in what I wanted to do in life and what I had to do. So I think I got into the scene. I started teaching around 16, 17. By 18, I was performing live. And I got into the music industry pretty early. So I was quite fortunate that I had a direct path towards what I love doing, you know. So yeah, I'm really thankful for that. And yeah, that was how I started my journey.
So, what is your kind of music, Zac?
Well, I'm more into the Western rock and blues, so not too much of the contemporary Bollywood music that's happening in India. But yeah, now it's kind of opened up. There's a lot of places where you can go and listen to a lot of rock, a lot of blues, and it's finally catching up, really well in India, and it's also incorporated in Bollywood as well. So that's my main forte. That's my main genre.
So, Zach, music has traveled a long way across the world and especially in India. And there is also fusion music going around, and there is also indie pop going around.
True.
So, just tell us about this transformation. Is it like a generational change, or is it like we are importing a lot? How is it going?
So ideally, generally, India had its own style earlier. It had its own genre. Each city, each state had its own style. You had Carnatic, you had different styles of music altogether. Primarily, a lot of classical style. But because of the Western influence, I think that's where rock, blues, soul, jazz, reggae, all these different genres have now also been, has also come to India. And music as a language is universal. So, I think whatever you play, okay, people love it all over. We enjoy, we enjoy the music of the West. The West as well enjoys a lot of music made in India. So it's a language spoken by everyone, and I think we just feed on each other's music, and we thrive on it. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right on that.
Thank you.
So, Zach, this transformation of music, also the transformation of technology and platform. There was a time when we used to buy albums. Now we
Right.
buy a music track.
Right.
So, how is it affecting the music industry on the whole? Are you getting more audience, or are you getting lesser?
Well, you know what? It's kept us on our toes, I think. The and one thing about, I think, the only thing that's constant in life is change. And what I did 15 years back is not the same thing we do today. Initially it was CDs, it was before that it was even cassettes. But yes, now music is just available over the net, and you can just buy the songs that you like. So it's more easier for people who initially never had the opportunity and were always dependent on record labels. I mean, today they can just go and record their song and put it out then into the market. So it's much more easier, but it's also become a lot more competitive. But that is good, because that kind of sharpens us, that keeps us on our toes, and keep bringing out the best within us.
So, Zach, as you said that as a child, music was in you. You did not find music, but music found you.
Honestly. Yeah.
So, what is this spiritual connect of yours with music? How does it impact you as a person?
So I strongly believe that we all have something unique in us. We all have gifts within us, and the thing is, from the day we are born, we are put into a systemized construct. We are taught, we are educated, and then we are given certain skills uh, to actually bring out into the world, that we would be applying into the world in business, in jobs, and everything. But I think what's really important is if we tap into the gifts that are already within us. Now, what is a gift? A gift is something that flows out of you effortlessly. It's something that, is not learned, but it's something that's refined. It's already within you. So some people are really techie naturally. I was never that techie. Some people are really good in picking up languages naturally. Some people are good at ingenuity naturally. And my thing was music. So I believe if we can tap into our gifts, because ideally you're paid for the value you bring into the marketplace, right? Your gift is your source of value, right? So if people find you valuable, they'll pay you any amount. They will find you. Even your enemies will pay you if you're good, if you're valuable. Yeah. So I believe your value lies in your gift, which is already inherent within you. And if you can unleash that, and bring that to the marketplace, that not just helps you accomplish your purpose, but that helps you leave behind a legacy as well.
So, viewers, stay tuned. There is a lot more exciting thing coming up about Zach while he takes a hot sip of coffee. Let me make an appeal to you to please like, subscribe, and share this video. Please put in your comments in the description below. And now I'm going to show you the other facet of Zac D'souza. Zac, the musician, and Zac, an author and a speaker. So that's a very, very rare combination to find in any personality. And this is first time ever on my show. And let me show you now the author Zac D'souza. Here are your two books, Zac, and this is the most recent one that you've written. The first one was Unleash the Warrior Within, and the second one is Beauty from Brokenness, the power to change your story.
Right. Right.
So, Zach, what is this transformation from a musician to an author and a speaker? I mean, did it come naturally or did you engineer it?
So I discovered this quite late, and I reached a point in my life where I was just wondering, is everything around me just music and music? And I strongly believed that we have many gifts within us, and I wanted to discover what else is there within me, what else is it that I can bring out to the world, you know and like I said earlier, for me it's never about following a particular construct or a particular study or something. I always wanted to tap into the gifts within me. Little did I know it came into writing, you know
And
and
to say that somebody who was not very fond of books and is writing books is very exciting indeed.
True, true, true. In fact, you know what? I believe your gift keeps calling out to you. It's something that will give you absolute unrest. Every time you lay your head down to sleep, it'll call out to you, reminding that you are responsible to unleash it. And that's exactly what happened with me in writing. It kept calling out to me, it kept reminding me. As a businessman, as a musician, I kept reasoning out with it. I kept telling myself, what business is going to come out of this? But one fine day I just decided to give into my intuition and just allow it to flow out of me. So I just walked into a shop, I bought a book, and I started writing. And little did I know it was something I really relished, something I really enjoyed. I never thought of writing books, but that just came. It was just a part of the process. So once again, I'm so glad I tapped into this other gift that was in me. And it's also helped me impact people. It's also helped me influence a lot of people out there, and impact lives as well.
So your book has got a journey, as I see, it's a journey from a storm and awakening and gift, and then the journey of life, and then a deep dive into something.
Right.
So just
Right.
walk us through this concept. What is there in it? What is
so
there in
the
your book?
so the book is called Beauty from Brokenness. The book is all about what do you do when you hit a sudden crisis. Something unexpected happens in your life. You lose your family, you lose your business, you lose your job. You have someone really close to you who might just die, or you're abandoned. What do you do when you hit rock bottom? That's where the book starts, and that's why the very first chapter talks about the storm. How do you deal when you face a storm? Then it talks about finding your purpose, because success is ultimately about finding your purpose. Success is not about how much money you make. Success is not about the car you drive or the houses or the assets you have. Success is all about making it to the end of why you were born. And generally, I usually give people this example. As a musician, I have a whole set of guitars. If I hung my guitar on a golden wall in a palace, the purpose of that guitar would still be unaccomplished. But even if I was making music with my guitar in a hut, the purpose of that guitar would be accomplished. So my whole ideology is about us fulfilling our purposes. I believe we all are really unique, and we were all born at this time, age, and generation to accomplish something specific. The greatest tragedy in life, my favorite author says this, Miles Monroe, he quotes, the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but it's living a life without purpose. So if you find your purpose and you accomplish it, life is going to be much more fulfilling. The greatest regret most people have in their life on their deathbed is that they didn't accomplish their purpose. They didn't accomplish what they wanted to do, all their life. What they did everything that was expected of them. They did their studies, they got married, they paid their bill, they paid their taxes, they raised up their children, and finally they died.
Very stereotype.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to tap into what's into me. And I believe you got to die empty. When you die, you got to release your books, you got to release your songs, your inventions, your ingenuity, everything that's within you. You got to bring it out onto this planet, and you got to die like an empty shell. Think about it. Everything
Brilliant.
we do, yeah, everything we do today is, you know, the things we enjoy, the cars, the creations are all dead men's ideas. Ford invented the car. He's no longer there, but we still enjoy it. Steve Jobs invented Apple. I mean, he marketed Apple, and he was the founder of Apple. And it's because of what they brought, which was within them, are we enjoying the benefits of it. And had they not unleashed what they had within them, we wouldn't have been enjoying all of these things. So therefore, when you don't accomplish your purpose, when you don't unleash what is within you, you rob the future generation of what they could have had. And that's why it's so
True.
important. And that's why it's so important for us to unleash all that, tap into our gifts and unleash all that which is within us, so that ultimately we also live a life of purpose, and the future generation also benefits from everything that we had within us.
So what I learned from you, Zach, is everybody has music in his heart. Everybody has a book in his mind. You have to leave behind a legacy before you leave this world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you say, Zach?
Absolutely. We were not meant to live for ourselves. That's one thing I always talk about. You know, People generally go into depression. I said, come on, you can't feel sorry for yourself, because you were not meant to live for yourself. Life is all about serving. That's where the true joy is. You know, uh, Learn to focus on how you can help someone else. Most of the songs that we hear are written by people who've come out of a broken heart, and that suits your spirit. The books that we read is about people who've gone through so many things in their life, and then they tell you how you cannot walk, how you should not be walking certain routes, or how you should be choosing to take certain decisions. It's because of their experience are they able to help us take better decisions. So,
So, Zach, you're also doing some talks.
true.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
throw some light on that aspect.
Sure. So these are some of the concepts I talk about. I talk about how do you deal with crisis. I talk about how do you reinvent and recreate yourself. you know I also talk about brain, and how your brain is neuroplastic, and how you can rewire your brain in spite of all the calamities, the depression, the anxiety, and even if you're hooked on to certain substance abuses. uh, and finally, I also talk about things on how you can leave behind a legacy, because that's what I believe is true success. Success is making it to the end of why you were born.
So you are actually walking the talk, and
That's exactly it.
you are writing your heart and you are speaking out your mind at the same time.
Right, and I'm singing my heart out as well. So whatever is in me, whatever gifts I have in me, I've decided to live a life by bringing out the value that's in my gift. And like I said earlier, if you're valuable, people will find you. People will pay you any price you demand. Even your enemies will find you. Even they'll pay for you. Example, India and Pakistan, probably not the biggest fans of each other, but you know what? We love Pakistani music. We love their
Music. Yeah,
musicians.
yeah.
Yeah,
So there's something, music, cricket, there are things that connect us together.
yeah, and they watch our movies as well. They love Bollywood. So so that's what I'm saying. As long as you have value, people get attracted to it. People get attracted to you not because of your personality or how you look or how cool you are. People get attracted to you because of what you carry and because of the value you hold.
Amazing and mesmerizing. So, Zach, you also tell us that there is, abundance of idleness in the youth of today, that they have actually got no purpose in life. So, how does one bring in that purposefulness in life? Okay, you found your calling, you have been a different person through your childhood, but not everybody is so blessed. So, what's your piece of advice for them?
See, the thing is, we have to look within. Right now, what's happening around is most of us are sedated. We are sedated. Our minds are sedated because of the mobile phone. Okay, because of a whole lot of technology. These things just, I mean, the smartest brains on this planet are employed with these companies just so that you get that dopamine release into your brain. So that's one of the reason we are always hooked onto social media. That's one of the purpose we always want to check our phones, because it gives us that dopamine release. And whatever goes up comes down, right? So you're always in the state of sedated. I mean, your mind is in a way being sedated. In a way, you're always being influenced. I think it's really important, where people take time out. It's good where you take time out and fast. It's good where you take time out and look within. uh, and one of the things I used to do at home is I used to never keep the television. I used to never take the phone in the bedroom. So it's important that you spend time alone. You have your own quiet time. Choose, let it be the morning or the evenings. I think the morning is the best time, and you look within. Not just look within, but also try out things, newer things. I got a friend just who turned 32, and he just discovered his gifting in music at that age. And he said, all along, I knew I had something in music. Every time I was drawn onto it, but until he met me, did he actually tap into it. And today he's in fact working on building his own studio, creating his own music, and bringing it out.
So,
So
Zach, there are people who have actually discovered that, okay, I'm gifted in this, maybe at a later stage in life.
right.
But how does one actually unwrap the gift?
So we all have these gifts within us, but it's important that we refine it. Okay. The difference about a coal and diamond is it's just refined. The coal is far more refined, and that's how you get out a diamond. So just by tapping into your gift doesn't mean the thing. Tapping into your gift is the very first thing. But then you got to figure out ways on how to refine it. You got to put in those hours. You got to put in that hard work. You got to find mentors who will help chisel you and shape you up, you know and that's how you that's the more you refine your gift, the more you increase its value. The more value you bring into your gift, the more value it has into the world, and the more people pay you for value.
That's an
So
amazing talk with you, Zach.
thank
Zach,
you.
also tell me one thing. There is so much of international exchange of music.
Right.
Okay. Now, does it also influence in mixing up of cultures? Have you noticed anything in particular?
True, it does. It does, which is beautiful. you know I mean, we all enjoy Latin music. In fact, there's a whole Latin movement happening right now in Bangalore, in Mumbai. And most of us have never been to that side of the world, but the music is impacting us. So that's how you connect with people, I guess. It's a language spoken by everyone. It's something that we all connect to. People out there in the West love Bollywood. We enjoy their music, they enjoy our music, and it's the way they relate and understand our culture, and we understand and relate to their culture as well.
And also, music is used for ranting. Like if you talk about rap, it is also about ranting out your vexed feelings.
Right, 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 right. So it helps you, definitely it helps you express yourself. And like I said, earlier, it probably a broken heart might have written a song like Adele. She wrote some of her best songs, her best Oscar winning songs, out of a broken heart. And her song has impacted the lives of many.
And
It is
Rolling in the Deep is such an awesome song.
absolutely Rolling
I
in the
don't
Deep.
remember how many times I have played it for myself.
Yeah, even someone like you, those songs, she wrote it out of a broken heart, and it's impacted so many people. So many people relate to it. It's healed so many people in so many different ways. And that's why I say it's so important to bring out what's in you. So you can do it musically, you can do it through books, you can do it through art, you can do it in creating stuff, in ingenuity. you know so there are so many ways, but you got to tap all that's within you, and you got to bring it out into the world before you choose to exit this planet.
So, Zach, since you are on the both sides of the world, music and books,
Right.
so if somebody is looking for calmness and peace and busting the stress, then what should one do? Music or books?
Well, I think it's what works for you. Some find solace in meditation, Some find solace in, getting their morning run or just exercising. Some in reading books, like myself. And to be honest, I'm really peaceful when I read books. That's my, because when I listen to music, my mind quickly goes and starts, figuring out what the drummer's playing, what the guitarist is playing. So I believe we all of us find solace in different things. Some in music, some in reading books. It's what works for you. You got to find your own uniqueness, and what works for you and what eases you out here.
So, Zach, having discovered a couple of gifts in you, I'm sure there are more hidden gifts in you. So, what are your future
True.
plans?
I love writing. I believe there are a lot more books coming out. The next book I intend on writing is a book called Tough Time Stuff for Men, specifically for men. Uh, you know, the men uh, today are a lot different compared to the earlier times. The men in the earlier times were really tough. They would go for war, they'd probably lose an arm and a leg, they'd still come back, plow their fields, get married to their sweetheart, and probably have kids, 10, 3, 4, 5 kids, God knows. But, they were tough guys. Unfortunately, uh, you know, uh, scientifically, medically as well, testosterone levels of men in today's generation with regard to millennials have dropped. A 30-year-old man in the 60s had higher test levels compared to a 30-year-old man today. So a lot of things have influenced the men today, and we are having tougher times that are coming, and tough times need tougher men. So that's my next book, and yeah, that's primarily with regard to men. So that's what I intend on. Probably starting a podcast on it, probably sooner. So that's the next plan, and releasing that book as well.
It sounds very exciting, and I'm just looking forward to that.
Thank you so much, Vikram.
So, thank you for sharing such beautiful insights, Zach. And it was lovely talking to you, lovely interacting with you. Wish you all good luck for finding many more gifts in you. You are such a gifted and talented person. God bless. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Namaste.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you so much. Namaste, Vikram. Thank you so much.